my wife said, we can hear you talking before the meeting when your speaker's on. Hi, Mary. My wife, she's probably listening to me now. She said, no, we can hear you talking before the meeting with that speaker on. You gotta be careful what you say. I said, well, I haven't said anything. But, yeah. So if they're watching it at home, if this is on but hasn't started yet, like right now, they can hear us.
He said it's muted, but no, it's not.
Time to go.
Is it time to go? Call meeting to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, everyone, to the meeting. We'll go ahead and move on to the second item, which is to approve tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Roy, second by
Mary.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We'll move on to approval of the consent calendar, which is the minutes of our May 14th meeting and the payment of bills.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Roy, second by Blake. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That brings us to item number 4. Consider approval of resolution 1951, authorizing participation with the Community Concerns for Youth program with Todd Wadena Community Corrections.
In your packet is a copy of the resolution as well as a letter from Kathy Langer, who's the Director of Community Concern for Youth, and also kind of the math sheet showing the different communities and school districts that are participating in that program and what their contribution would be. City of Staples 2024 amount is $4,213. 2025 goes to $4,339. So you can see what those numbers look like in there, but we're planning ahead for 2025 already at this point.
So moved. Second. Motion by Mary, second by Doug. Is there any discussion? I guess, is the population of Long Prairie and Gray Eagle together larger than Staples or smaller than Staples? Does anybody know that?
Large.
Well, city of Long Prairie is larger than Staples.
Yeah. So the city of Long Prairie, and the city of Gray Eagle, I'm just curious because their dollar amounts are less than ours. But I don't know what that's based off, the dollar amount that they have, there. If it goes by city size or not, but.
I think within that school district.
Oh, okay.
They've got them lumped, so Long Prairie Gray Eagle School, and then they've got the communities in there. Same with Browerville. They
Yeah.
peel from Clarissa as well.
Yeah. That's the only question I had. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, we'll move on to item number 5. Consider approval of facilities use agreement with Minnesota State Central Lakes College.
So in your packet is a complete copy of the facility use agreement. I call it a lease agreement for CLC for the ag operations that are done on the airport property. So the field areas adjacent to the runways. So we do this annually, and I'd recommend approval.
So moved.
We have a motion by Roy, second by Doug, to approve the resolution 1951. Or no, 1950. Oh, there's no resolution to it.
The agreement.
Just
agreement.
So we have a motion and a second to approve the facility use agreement. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Well, item number 6, consider approval of resolution 1952, authorize advertising for bids until 11 a.m. on June 18, 2024 for construction of a 6-unit hangar.
In your packet, there's a memo from SEH, who's our engineering firm for airport projects, and then also a copy of Resolution 1952. Basically, what the resolution does is it rejects bids on the initial airport project that was bid and authorizes them to rebid. There was some miscommunication between the engineers and some of the contractors where they didn't have the opportunity to bid the same identical project. So rather than risk having a challenge to that down the road, which could hold up the project, they're proposing that we just rebid, give everybody the identical information so everybody has a even chance. So I would recommend approval of Resolution 1952, authorizing us to bid and open those bids on June 18th.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Doug and a second by John to approve resolution 1952. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Move on to item number 7. Consider approval of resolution 1953, setting a public hearing on the proposed vacation of a portion of Spruce Drive and certain utility easements within the plat of Valley View neighborhood.
Let me, I'll pull up Wadena County map here just so I can show exactly what this will do. So I think everybody's familiar with the proposed new plat or replatting of certain areas of Valley View neighborhood. And so what this ultimate ordinance that we're going to be having a special hearing or a public hearing on will do is basically take this cul-de-sac, which is platted in as part of the original plat, and have just the road continue, so we'd be taking a partial circle on the south and partial circle on the north and vacating that because there's proposed to be a lot here and 2 more lots out here. And then on the duplex lots, you see the double lines all over. That signifies an easement, which I think was actually a mix-up on the original plat because now you have a duplex. Duplex was a 20-foot easement where the wall is supposed to be. But so that cleans this up, eliminates these, which are all going to be turned into single-family lots anyway. So that is basically what the vacation would be of these easements, and then the 2 halves of the cul-de-sac.
Is there one house being built right now that had been one of the double lots or the,
This one up here?
oh, okay, is that where it is?
Yeah.
Is that the lake?
Yeah, there's nothing, nothing being constructed. We own, all of this and all of this, and of course, all of Mount Montague right now.
Yeah, is that the new one that Lakewood and the other builders are building, or is that something
Yeah,
else?
that's this one, and then, Zeiton is
Still in that?
doing that one right there,
Okay.
lot 17 right now. And I do have, am having conversations with, somebody who's interested in lot 22, and then also this first lot over here for the house.
Jerry, if you go past the old cul-de-sac there, that black piece, and then it wraps around the top, what is that? That black, there,
This,
that, and it goes up and around the
yeah,
top.
this is a drainage pond,
Yeah, okay.
so that takes the storm
Yeah.
water here, and all this storm water collects.
Okay.
And then this is just a proposed future easement, drainage and roadway and utility easement. So the preliminary plat that was approved, and my map doesn't go up quite far enough here, but it, shows all the proposed future lots up here. But the first phase with the final plat, that'll be heading to the council hopefully at the next meeting, basically adds 1, 2, 3 lots here and switches these from duplex to single family.
Is there wetlands designation along that edge there?
Down here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, because I was walked over there, there's a lot of red flags that seem to be all over there that's just so that they can't build anything back there, right?
Yeah, I guess I'm not exactly sure, other than, as part of the final plat, there's a wetland delineation, so that may be what was done down there. But yeah, you don't have to be a trained delineator to tell that there's wetlands, right? You get it in a few steps. So that's basically what will be starting the process with the public hearing at the next meeting. Do we have that on here?
I make that motion.
Motion by Roy,
I'll second.
second by Mary, to approve resolution 1953, setting a public hearing on proposed vacation portion of Spruce Drive to certain businesses from Act 5. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And that brings us to committee reports. And our first one is Park and Recreation Advisory Board.
Want me to do that one, Gerald?
If you want to, otherwise I will.
Yeah, Lacey's out tonight, so I'll quick go over what we talked about. So Gerald informed the board that they're shooting for the second half of August to have Dusty's drain cleaning to come in and take care of the descale and line the pipes in the community center. He said that the sales tax will be over $200,000 at the year mark. That is with the setup fee included. Lacey shared that swim lessons will be starting on June 3rd, and we'll have 4 sessions this summer, 2-week sessions each, I believe. Gerald informed the board that the construction grant is submitted for Dower Lake Storm Shelter. They had the first review and had a few comments back from FEMA, and they needed a couple update items. Lacey shared that the playground equipment will be going in June 27th and 28th. They'll be sending people up to supervise the crew to put it in at Wilson Park. And the border and mulch at Lincoln around the swing sets. That will go in, it'll be matching mulch, so that way we can interchange the two if we need to. Lacey informed the board that all 20 trees were planted on Friday, May 10th. The Lions planted 28 trees out at the Pine Grove Park this year. Lacey shared that the Arbor Day was celebrated Friday, May 10th at 1 p.m. at Wilson Park. Ron read the proclamation that day. Lacey, we talked about planter locations downtown. We heard that they look awesome, so I'm excited to see those. Gerald said that the earlier conversation said that they were going over the tree grates that were not filled in. There are a few grates that they needed to cover with trees that were not doing well. So there were 24 planters to pull out. We were trying to find locations for those, and we just decided to maybe start knocking on some doors and stuff to make sure people were okay with them going in there in the first place, rather than just assuming. Lacey informed the board that the spring cleanup was done on April 26th out at Dower. It finished up on Wednesday, May 8th. Lacey shared with the board that Jake Swensrud signed a Staples Amateur Baseball Association agreement for the 2024 season. Gerald shared that we got the tree city designation this year, and Lacey got the stickers posted on the signs on Friday, May 10th. We were informed that Dower was, the well was in and hooked up. They had to take the old one out, and it broke off as they were extracting it. I believe they were trying to see if it was oil filled. Is that correct, Gerald? That was the concern, is we could have left it if it wasn't oil filled, but we didn't know until we pulled it out whether or not there was oil in the pump unit itself that was broken off down in there. So they had to get that. It took about a full day to get that out, and that one's in and running. We discussed the bike rodeo, that hadn't happened yet. It was a couple days out, but the 93 Lions were coming to help, and that went really good. The blood drive was also that Friday, the May 17th, from 9 to 3. And that was about it for our minutes for that meeting.
Any questions anybody has for those minutes? Thanks, Sean.
Yep.
Move on to Planning and Zoning Commission.
Planning and Zoning Commission met on Monday, the 20th of May. Introduced Tara Keeley, who the council recently appointed to be on the Planning Commission, and she was able to be at that meeting, so we got pronunciations all figured out now. And went through the minutes of the previous meeting, first edition to Valley View Neighborhood, final plat was presented to the property, or to the commission. One thing that we talked about, there's a house that is extremely close to a property line and has planted some trees and kind of raised garden type structures that turns out are quite a ways off their property. But 2 inches, by the way, Doug, the house is on their property by 2 inches from the side lot, so we're waiting for the surveyors to report back to us on that. So we'll work with the property owners to get the appropriate side yard setback figured out in the future here. But ultimately, the recommendation from Planning and Zoning Commission was to recommend to the council that they approve the final plat of Valley View Neighborhood first edition when it does come before the council, which again, I think will be 2 weeks from now. So relatively quick meeting, so that's all we had.
Any questions for Gerald? If not, we'll move on to open forum. Does anyone have anything they'd like to share during open forum? Not, we'll move on to city administrator's report.
Just a couple of items. Scott and Tara and I met with Bolton and Mink trying to finalize some of the funding for the Second Street project as far as the application for grant versus loan piece of it. So that is all in now. Tomorrow there will be a pre-construction meeting for that project. So we'll meet with Keekly Underground, who was the contractor that was the low bidder on that, get a better idea of what they're proposing as far as staging and approach, and obviously we'll make sure we're able to grant access over there to those that need it, even during the project. And then finally, citywide cleanup, Friday, 3 o'clock, 3 till 7. So gotten a number of calls, people asking if they can bring this or that, and so hopefully we'll have a good turnout, and a lot of the stuff you see around, especially when you drive in the alleys, will disappear.
That'd be nice.
That's all I have.
Was that adjourned?
Second.
Motion by Roy, second by Mary.
Mary wants it, Mary.
To adjourn. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All same sign. Meeting adjourned.
Have you done with the legislation stuff on the plan?
How's little one doing, Blake?
Is it done?
Yeah.
Finalized?
She's not teething or anything yet, is she? Not quite yet? It's always fun.